Hi, I'm Gina DeLappa. Have you ever noticed how hiring for culture can quickly turn into hiring all the same kinds of people? You don't want that, and in a moment you'll see why. Today on Thriving Cultures, you'll pick up a new framework to evaluate job candidates no matter what your company's values. We'll then cover 5 of the most common job interview red flags so you can spot them and rise above them. This is going to turbocharge your confidence. It's going to equip you to make better, smarter hiring decisions, the kind you'll look back on and say, oh yeah. So, first things first, why not hire people who are just like you? Well, for one thing, that would be redundant. In the words of Dale Carnegie, when 2 partners always agree, one of them is not necessary. Now, I understand it's more comfortable to surround yourself with candidates who look like you, or think like you, or who graduated from the same college. But is that really what's going to grow your company? So instead of asking, is this candidate a cultural fit, try asking, will this candidate enhance our culture? And if so, how? Now, here's the beauty of this. You haven't weeded out the candidates who fit, but you're not unconsciously favoring them. I mean, what if your company culture needs to be shaken up? Let's talk now about the 5 job interview red flags that no hiring manager should ignore. Number 1, rudeness. Now, I don't care if the candidate is polite to you. I mean, I hope and trust they are, but if they're rude, let's say, to the receptionist or the janitor or anyone, that's a red flag. Or if you take the candidate to lunch and they snap their fingers at the server, not okay. Remember, your leadership will be defined not by what you say, but by what you tolerate. Interview red flag number 2, entitlement. Entitlement shows up in all kinds of ways. For example, you ask the candidate, why do you want to work here? And everything they say comes back as something about them, what's in it for them. Nothing about contribution, nothing about connection, nothing about teamwork. When that happens, buyer beware. Red flag number 3, disengagement. For example, you ask engaging questions and the candidate mumbles. You ask, what questions do you have for me? And they've got nothing. Okay, there's no spark. As you know, if they're not a ball of fire before they get a job, they won't become one afterward. So when the time is right, thank them and move on. Job interview red flag number 4, lack of preparation. As in, sorry I'm late, I didn't know how to get on Zoom. Really? The rest of us have been Zoomed to death. Or, oh, was I supposed to go to your website? Yes. Showing up prepared is not too much to ask. Last but not least, poor boundaries. Now, you're not passing judgment on the person. What you are doing is making a clear-headed business decision. Will this candidate enhance our culture, and if so, how? Lack of boundaries equals lack of professionalism, lack of social sense. And by the way, this includes time boundaries. For example, the candidate who shows up late without calling ahead, or runs off at the mouth instead of respecting your time. I've seen candidates who try to hug the interviewer, or who send the hiring manager flowers. No, you don't have time for that. We'll wrap up here with a quote from Steve Harvey. He said, stop collecting red flags. For one thing, it's a waste of time. For another, you probably only need one. So have the courage to eliminate the candidates who are clearly going to be high maintenance. Hold out for the candidates who will enhance your culture, enrich your team, and help your company grow. I'm Gina DeLappa. For more tips on leadership and culture, visit ginadelappa.com.